Hey, this is Kevin with Consumer Reports, and in this part of my review I'm going to go over the external and operational features of the Escort AimGuard pump action shotgun. And just real quick, I want to point out that at my website consumerreports.com there's a web page that's specifically talking about this part of the review, and on this particular page you'll see the information that I cover here in the video. Plus you'll have the opportunity, if you actually want to study some of the pictures, to look at some high definition pictures on this particular shotgun. Now, one of the first things you're going to see is that the shotgun itself has an all black appearance to it, with the black polymer fore-end and buttstock, the black anodized aluminum receiver here, and then the matte black finish on the barrel. The barrel itself, it's actually got a matte finish here, and then the magazine tube really has got kind of like a glossy finish. Overall, I think the shotgun, to me, has a very traditional look, but Escort, really Hatsan, I think is the Turkish company. You know, they've added some styling here with the back of the buttstock right in this area right here, and they add some styling here on the handguard. Now, the handguard right now is shown with the action in the rear position, and I just moved the action to the forward position right here, so the bolt is closed here. And one of the things I want to point out is that the configuration of the handguard actually covers the lower portion of the barrel right here, and when you pull the action back, the lower portion of the handguard actually pulls back and goes below the lower receiver. Now, the shotgun measured an overall length of about 38.9 inches, and you know, several places you're going to see it advertised as having an 18-inch barrel, but you know, I measured the barrel, and you know, the distance from the end of the barrel to the breech face right here, measured using a cleaning rod, really came in at about 18.55 inches. So it's it's about a ½ inch greater in length than the advertised barrel length. The overall weight of the shotgun, it ended up weighing in at about 6 pounds 4 ounces, and with 6 rounds of some number 4 buckshot, it came into basically 7 pounds with a full load. I've actually done some range testing on the shotgun already, and one of the things that I noticed is that, you know, it being so lightweight, you know, it's great for handling. But you know, if you're gonna shoot a lot of shells through it, the light weight right there, along with the pump action not being a semi-auto, you're gonna feel just a little bit more recoil. Now, you know, one of the things that I also want to point out here is that the butt pad back here is of a soft enough rubber to where I do believe it was effective at trying to help cushion your shoulder a little bit. The shotgun's advertised as having a 5+1 capacity, and basically with your 2 3/4 inch shells, you do get that 5+1 capacity. If you end up wanting to shoot some of your 3-inch shells, you're going to be limited to 4+1. And I also tried out some of the Herder's, what they call a mini buckshot, that's advertised as have a 2 1/4 inch length on it. You can actually squeeze in an extra round and get 6+1. Now, in the range test portion of my review, you know, I actually shoot some of this and this mini buckshot here, and personally I wouldn't really recommend it unless you were really going to be you know, expecting some type of close quarter situation, to where the shot would not spread out that much, and also if you were in a situation where you felt like having that one extra round was that important. You know, make sure you check out the range test part of my my review, and I go into a lot more detail as far as showing the shot patterns on these different loads here. Now, what you'll see is when you actually start loading the magazine tube is that the lifter here, or elevator, whatever you want to call it, is always in the down position. I've got the shotgun flipped over. It's always in the down position. So for you to load around with the magazine tube, you're going to end up pushing down on it slightly and then just pushing forward until you hear that click. And you know, I was pleased with how the shotgun loads. I mean, to me it loads very simple. I didn't really run into any situations to where I was getting my finger caught in this area right here. And you know, I'm sitting here kind of loading it one-handed and using the camcorder with the other hand. So you can see, I mean, it does load pretty good. Now, you know, during my range testing, I also went through and I tried to fast pump the shotgun to try to cycle rounds through it as quick as possible, and I found that the action was good. You know, that you know, I didn't run into a single issue to where fast pumping the shotgun I ever ended up having a round get hung up or not fully go into the chamber, which I have had that happen on some other shotguns before and some other value line shotguns, but not on this particular one. Now what I'm showing here is that the shotgun comes with a fixed cylinder bore choke, and I actually took some calipers and I measured it, and there was no constriction here, so it is a cylinder bore. The front sight is soldered onto the top of the barrel, and it's got a like a high visibility piece of plastic in there that's red to be able to help you see it better. And you know, I've already commented at different places. I don't think that the plastic is translucent enough, so it doesn't really pick up as much light as I would like for it to, but it's not that bad. The magazine tube has got a cap here, and you know, the cap's steel, and it's got a sling swivel stud right here in the end of the cap. The lower portion of the stock also comes with a sling swivel stud that's threaded into the polymer stock. When you remove the magazine cap, you can see that the shotgun comes with a plug here, which I'm pulling out right now, and the plug will limit the magazine tube capacity just to 2 rounds. Now they advertise the barrel as being made of a nickel chrome moly steel, and the inside of the barrel has a chrome plating. Now it says right here that the barrel has been proof tested. It also signifies here it's 12 gauge, 76, and that should be millimeters, or 3-inch chamber is what's here, so you can handle up to 3-inch shells. Now for the proof testing, they say it's been proof tested to around 17,160 psi, which ends up really being about a 1.5 time proof test for a 12 gauge 2 3/4 inch shell. Now the aluminum receiver actually has milled into the top of it a couple of dovetail slots, and the width across the top of these slots ended up measuring about 0.466 inches. The styling on the side of the receiver is you know, they basically got some styling that's milled into the receiver here, and the Escort name's also milled in there, and that's also similar on the opposite side. On the lower portion of the receiver here up in the front, and it's actually covered up by the end of the forend right here, there's the serial number for the shotguns up under there, and then it also says made in Turkey by Hot Sun Arms Company, and then it says LSI-Reno, Nevada, and LSI is Legacy Sports International, and they're the importer for this shotgun. The trigger guard right here, basically it's an all, you know, polymer piece or housing right here, and so you got the trigger guard that's got some checkering on the bottom, which I think is just more for just styling purposes. I'm not sure it's really providing any real value other than that. The cross bolt safety is located behind the trigger here, and you know, it just flips back and forth. You can see on the opposite side when it's in the fire position, you actually end up with a red indication there, and then back in the safe position. Now in front of the trigger guard is a pretty large action release button or lever, you know, whichever you want to call it. And you know, you know, when I first looked at it, I was like, wow, that thing really stands out or sticks out there. But actually, I didn't. I found it very comfortable to use and really easy to get to and easy to maneuver. It's going to be hard to show me holding the video in one hand, but if I was using my right hand, I can actually reach up there and pull it back with my finger if I wanted to, and with my hand still on the grip. So overall, I was pretty happy with it, even though it does look a little bigger than most of them look. I tested the trigger pull weight, and it came in at about 7 pounds 9 ounces, which was an average of 10 pulls using my digital scale. So we'll just say it's about 7.5 pounds. As far as how the trigger feels, on this particular shotgun, it's got an initial take-up part, and you can hear it here. You hear that? But after you take up whatever that slack is right in there, then it seems to break, pretty crisp after that. Now, one of the things I want to point out is that with these polymer furniture like this, you end up with kind of a slick feel, and this definitely does have a slick feel in this area. Now they put some ribbing here on the bottom of the handguard, which helps. But for me personally, I'm a big fan of that the Hogue kind of a rubberish, tacky grip surface. So if it really bothered me a lot, I'd probably get some type of grip tape and put it on this handguard here. But it does kind of have like a smooth, slick feel to it, and that's also the case back here on the buttstock. But realistically, this part doesn't bother me back here because I'm really keeping my hand in a fixed position. And back here on the buttstock, you also have some checkering around the grip area. Now overall, I think the action on the shotgun really is pretty smooth. It pulls back into place without issue and goes forward without issue. Again, this is a little bit squirrely doing it here with one hand and holding the camera. But I was very pleased with how smooth it is, and you can see here if I just push the action release right here, you can just kind of see it'll drop to that first position right there, and just with a little pressure it goes back, goes forward without issue. The shotgun also came with some stock spacers right here, which actually, if you remove the stock, would go in between the receiver here and the buttstock. And these spacers allow you to adjust the drop here on the stock, or adjust the cast left to right. Now, during range testing, I left it in the as received condition or configuration with no spacers in place. And at the end, I felt like, especially when I was shooting some of the buckshot, that it was just where my cheek well was, trying to get the sight picture that I normally have whenever I'm shooting a shotgun. It just seemed like to me it was kind of pressing into my cheekbone a little bit more. So I'm probably going to go in there and you put one of the spacers in to be able to drop the stock down into a lower position here, and then give it a try. Overall, I mean, there's really not a lot of things to say or really go into detail, just to make a video longer here, I guess. But with the features, I mean, it's a pretty basic, simple pump action shotgun. It doesn't have anything like accessory rails or special stock features or anything like that. It's pretty basic and it's pretty simple. If I were to just look at the overall build quality of it, I'm pretty happy with it. I let a couple of buddies take a look at it, and I really didn't tell them the price of it, and they were very surprised when I told them that I ended up getting it for about $150. Now, you can when you look online, if you're looking for this particular shotgun, I think Academy Sports has got it right now for about $180. MSRP on it, I think, is around $312, but typically that's just MSRP is always high. So if you're actually interested in this particular shotgun, make sure you shop around before you make your purchase. Well, I hope this review was helpful, and as always, thank you for watching. If you like it, please like or subscribe or both. And make sure you check out the other parts of my Escort AimGuard pump action shotgun review. And thanks for watching.